Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com with me, Stuttering Craig. I like movies that have sand in them. Wow.
He doesn't like it in his mouth.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
I don't like the texture in my mouth.
What? And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. Prowl along, we don't know because we're not signing your terms of service, Twitch. Hey everybody, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 and most important daily video game talk show that happens right here on this channel you're watching at 11 a.m. Central Time. It goes for about 90 minutes. It's Side Scrollers. Let's freaking go! Did something just fall down? I felt it in the background. Hey, good to see everybody. It's a Monday. We got a big show today. A lot of great guests. We have a full house. The van is full today as we chug down the road, man. It's good stuff. But first, let's introduce Travis. What day is it?
It is National Comic Book Day, so go buy a comic book.
Nice. Also joining us today, the one, the only Blabonian princess, Blabs.
I thought it was Guamanian, but you know what? It's fine. I have a joke for Travis, and I want to know if this is offensive or not. Ready? What's the gay guy's favorite drink? Yoo-hoo! Anyway, that's fine. Go on.
All right, there we go.
It's not offensive, but it's not like real funny.
I want to know what you thought.
I appreciate the audio cut there, just to make sure it really landed, really great. Thank you for saving that for on air.
A.W.P. Williams is right. Cocktail would have been better.
Oh, well, I learned that one when I was in the 8th grade. That is pretty better. Oh, well.
You're so homophobic. It's ridiculous. Also joining us today, let's introduce our first guest. It's Mr. Greg Gregory. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How's the other side of the world?
Yeah. It's quite dark over here at the moment. You know, being first thing in the morning. Happy to be here. That was a terrible dad joke. Like you've got to do. You've either got to disgust someone, offend someone, or it's got to be extremely punny. I don't think it was either of those. I'll give you a good dad joke for next time.
Oh, please. I can't wait. Actually, give us about 5 minutes so we can all recover from that trash Blab just threw out there. It was ridiculous. Also joining us today in blistering black and white Technicolor, it's our boy, RazörFist.
Hey, how you fit four gay guys on a bar stool?
Uh-oh, here we go. Yes,
you turn it upside down. Anyway, so let's continue.
I don't even understand what just happened. What was that?
I saved it. That's what happened.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. Let's get on it, man. Look, we may have another guest joining us today, but we're not quite sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
well, he's everyone's guest, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
That's great. Excellent point. That's right. Jesus Christos. Look, we have a really big day of video game and entertainment news to talk about today, including Russel Brand. We're going to go into the world of IRL kick streaming today. Razor, did you see what happened this past weekend over on Kick?
I don't know what Kick is. I'm not really up on the Twitch thought culture, so I'm not really sure.
You're going to love this.
For a guy who writes dick jokes all the time, I'm surprisingly prude. But if I understand correctly, if Twitch is the girl next door, then Kick is like the girl next door to the crack house. Is that about the size of it, basically?
Yeah, Kick's like the cracked up like MILF that right now everybody wants to do.
Everyone like fled there because
the payouts were good, right?
Yeah. Hot tub streams were too saucy for Twitch, I guess. Something like that.
And well, it got pretty painful over on Kick over the weekend. There was some pretty interesting stuff over there. I have a plea to a content creator that I would like to send out later today. And good Lord, it is finally almost over. We're going to get into that. But first, do me a favor. If you guys are watching over on YouTube or on Rumble, hit the thumbs up button. We have a goal of 300 likes. You know what? Let's up it up. I think we're going to go to 333 today. Can we do that? We'd really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button wherever you're tuning in. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, we vastly prefer you watch over on Rumble because we say things over on YouTube that one day I think will actually be banned from or demonetized, just like Russel Brand. So join us over on Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrollers. You can hit the follow button over there. As always, we have a goal of 20 memberships every single stream. Let's see if we can hit that today. And you can also support us over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. This Thursday, we have Jeremy D-Day Cobra from Geeks and Gamers joining us. It should be fun in a exclusive one-on-one interview. It's always great. Speaking of one-on-one interviews, RazörFist, you are currently the number 2 most viewed interview on this channel behind Dark Side Phil.
Well, I clearly haven't wanked on stream quite enough. God damn it. I'm just going to have to.
So I'll give you.
You're gonna have to go do the no pants dance and get those numbers back up.
We're gonna get those rookie numbers up, baby. Let's go.
Yes.
Later today, I'll be playing some video game over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel. I'm not quite sure what, but it'll probably be some sort of challenge, some sort of classic old school video game. Not quite sure because my boy Dan Bask is out of town. I don't have anything to prep for with the Retro Gaming Police. But tomorrow, Blabs Versus returns. Is that right, Blabs?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think we're playing Sonic still, right?
Yep, Sonic tomorrow. Blabs is trying to conquer Sonic the Hedgehog, and after 3 weeks off, I'm sure her video game play has vastly improved from when she last left, which will be great. So,
yeah.
All right. Before we get into it, Grundy came in with the $2 direct donation. Says, "Hey, Razor, I barely missed you last time you were on Side Strollers, but I hope I got you this time. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the Mario RPG remake? I love your old gaming reviews and remembered how much you loved the original on the Super Nintendo."
Yeah, I did a review of it. I love Mario RPG. I'm excited about the remake. What I find interesting is they announced a new Paper Mario. They announced the Super Mario RPG remake. Paper Mario is kind of a continuation of Mario RPG anyways, right? So what I'm wondering is, are we going to get a Mario RPG 2? Is this kind of what they're building to here? Like, if this remake does well enough, I'm kind of thinking, I'm smelling a little something.
That's interesting. Interesting idea. It's kind of like the lead up to Metroid Prime 4, where they're talking about, re-releasing all the primes in a remastered version.
Yeah, my Razor sense is tingling.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, so I've had a lot of requests to play Mario RPG on the Plays channel. I didn't play the first one, so I know its reputation. I know it's spectacular. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it like an hour and see how
it's
it goes.
The ideal baby's first RPG. Seriously, if anyone needs to be inculcated into the land of RPGs, that's the game to do it. Seriously.
Oh, I also, speaking of, sorry, I realized I need to get my glasses on. There we go. I look down at my monitor.
Fit in.
Yeah. Blabs, go get them. You better.
One of us.
Let's go. It's a glasses day. Travis, if you want to pop in, you're more than welcome.
I don't have any.
Oh no!
So.
Do you at least have one of those like funny Groucho Marx nose mustache glasses disguises you can put on real quick? Or
I don't even think I got a spare pair of regular glasses around here. So.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Maybe we do that as a donation incentive. We have the Groucho Marx mustache.
Yes,
do an entire show that way.
Indeed.
Hey, Kyle came in and says, "Hey, RazörFist, I discovered you through Review Tech complaining about you. I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm shadow banned on your YouTube channel." Oh,
YouTube, what are you gonna do? What is with YouTube and like the random words you just can't type into a chat or it automatically won't pop, your comment won't pop up? You know what I mean? Like it happens all the time.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because Grant, I believe you have some issues with YouTube that's happening. You wanted to talk about that on stream day. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, well, just slightly. Recently I hit the 100,000 subscriber mark, so I was pretty excited about that. Unfortunately, I'm still not monetized. So I've been knocked back from monetization for the 14th month in a row now. And they just denied me my silver play button because of my affiliation with a cancelled or a suspended account, which I have no idea what that means. When I went and challenged it, I spoke to my YouTube guy. He's like, he doesn't know what that's associated with. So I have zero idea what to do. The only thing that I can really think of was my account was hacked. I think it was about November last year, and it was just before the whole crypto crash thingy happened. It was turned into one of those Binance channels, and they had to, when your account gets hacked, they remove your channel because of TOS, and then they reinstate it. That's the only thing I can think of. Either that, or I hang out with Lethal Lightning too much, and he has a history of being suspended. So who knows?
Have you ever changed your phone number on there? Because if there was another account associated with your phone number prior, it might be something to do with that.
No, I'm pretty sure I've had the same number for like 16 years. So
that's pretty messy, man. That's pretty messy. I'm sorry you're still having to deal with that nonsense. That's crazy.
That's all right. I make all my money on Kick. Me and Blabs do a thought stream, so we're hoping to start that back up again. Where, hey Razy, if you really want to know what Kick's like, me and Blab do a stream where we sit and judge thoughts on stream.
That's literally all they do is they watch thought streams.
It's true.
Seriously?
Yes, that's what
serious.
So like when the girl was
when
there's someone who sold her farts, you're literally watching her bust ass into the jar.
We've never seen anyone fart and all that. We've seen them horrifically dance, horrifically sing, kind of just lie there and do absolutely nothing to expect, like, subs and stuff like that.
Well, that was just on my stream.
Fish tank every Tuesday.
Yeah,
I was going to say, Craig was like, we're not going to agree to the Twitch terms of service. I'm like, dude.
I'm over here like lifting my legs up, trying to like fart in a bottle.
I'm like, by the end of the year, you're going to be bare-assed in a bikini in a ball pit. You mark my words.
Yeah, that's the subscriber goal we're working on. It's one of the stretch goals.
Yeah, so if you want to judge hosts with us, feel free.
I judge holes, dawn to dusk.
Nonstop. Hey, Market Reality came in with the 5 that says, could somebody please tell Steph that turtles and tortoises eat feces as a major part of their diet? Remember the Bundy Ranch controversy. Market Reality, Steph meaning Steph.
My nerdy home.
Yeah, okay. That's what I just wanted to make sure. And yes, I will make it a priority to let her know that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Turtles eat poop. And Extra Zero says, with Square Enix's $2 billion loss, Avengers and Forspoken sure helped. Mario RPG 2 seems inevitable. Maybe Mario AARPG for the older fans. Let's go. I like it.
I would assume it would be a Nintendo thing, not a Square thing. But who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, I would imagine that Nintendo would lead it. Yeah.
Do Square even remember how to make turn-based RPGs? Is that even a thing they do anymore?
Yeah, I mean, with Final Fantasy is all action, right? So it's completely.
Speaking of which, did you hear about the Platinum Studios shit?
Yeah,
Hideki Kamiya. What happened there exactly? He left due to his own beliefs. It sounds like they tried to recruit him into Scientology or something. Like, what the fuck?
Well, you know
what happened there.
I think that's a great opportunity to go to my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news.
Oh, hey.
Hard news.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Paul. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk some video game news. Hey, as Razor said, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry director, says goodbye to Platinum Games. This is a big deal. It's a big deal. The man behind the iconic action games such as Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, and Beautiful Joe announced that he's leaving Platinum Games, a company that he helped found, which is a big deal. So he followed up with a post saying that it was a tough decision, came with a lot of consideration. He's leaving Platinum Games in his own accord. And yeah, it's however I feel this outcome is for the best. I'll continue to create in my Hideki Kamiya way. I hope you'll keep your eyes peeled. So there you go. And then Platinum's like, yeah, he's leaving. Sorry. And that's it. So there you go. It's kind of a big deal. It's a big deal for this company because that if your game designer is leaving, you don't really have anybody to oversee your games.
Yeah. You think it has anything to do with the fact that he like shit millions of Microsoft dollars into Scalebound only for it to get canceled harder than Russell Brand? I think maybe that was a factor at all.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Scalebound, right? It got shit canned a while back. They were working on it for a long time.
Scalebound, was that one of their games? Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be a Xbox exclusive, and then they killed it out of nowhere. In fact, I don't know if you saw this, but he when that happened, he literally resorted to tweeting Phil Spencer, like literally tweeting him, like, "No, don't cancel the game. We'll finish it." Like he was literally saying this on social media.
Isn't that just the saddest, most 2020, 21, 22-ish type thing ever when your video game developers like, no, please don't cancel us, multi-billion-dollar company.
Not the bees.
Did anybody here play Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, or Beautiful Joe?
No, I've seen some of the gameplay for Bayonetta, but I don't even remember which one it was.
Oh, Blabs.
I know.
Razor, you're going to learn that Blabs doesn't play video games at all. She doesn't know anything before
I do.
before
I just don't play the same
2021.
games you play, Craig.
Yes. Was it Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I haven't played it in months. Thank you very much, since it seems to crash my PC because it's so old. In fact,
lots of Minesweeper.
Yes, yeah, big time. Well, Beautiful Joe obviously is that was like way ahead of its time, and that's a game that I think would actually be great for a remake. It has that was mid 2000s, had a very cool like stop motion effect in it. Definitely looked cool for the GameCube, and they made a couple of those. Devil May Cry, obviously, that was the epitome of just neat, just cool, fun action scenes. Dante
until the remake, and they swapped Dante around. So
right. They did the gray hair with him and all that. Was it the gray hair? They made them all short hair.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They completely changed the aesthetic. He turned into a big emo bitch, and it just wasn't the same.
He was like an edgelord. Oh, it's terrible.
And then obviously Bayonetta, which kind of over-sexualized woman with awesome hair. A game that
she didn't have big enough boobs. I don't think it wasn't good enough for the market. The high heels weren't too high.
You're just desensitized by all the Twitch thoughts.
Yeah.
Kick thoughts. Thank you very much. They're a whole other breed.
Right. Anything below a Z cup. I don't even perk in here.
Well, is this a death nail for Platinum Games? Can Platinum Games recover?
I don't know, man. Platinum. I love some stuff by Platinum, but their record is spottier than Morgan Freeman's cheeks. They are like that, right? They'll be like, hey, we have like a succession of killer third person, superb hack and slash, whatever, and Star Fox Zero, right? Like they'll make like 3 great things and then they'll shit themselves. They're like the Gary Busey of gaming. And but that's the thing about them. They always kind of roll the dice on new stuff, which I like about them.
Razor, I have a question for you. What's
up?
When you say things like spottier than I don't know whose cheeks? Whose was that? did you have that saved?
I could have said Lizzo's ass. I could have said that.
Did you come up with that on the fly, or did you have that saved somewhere?
On the Spanish fly.
Wow, that's quite impressive. I'm just all right. Let's go to our next story then. Okay, I love stories like this. This is amazing. When collecting video games is huge, and it's only gotten more expensive over the last, several years. Last 10 years, it's really kind of taken off. You've seen video games graded, and they're, I went to Retropalooza in the Dallas area past weekend, and the first thing you saw was heritage auctions when you walk in, and they're looking to sell your games for a lot of money, right?
Way too much.
This one may be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and that says a lot. I've seen a lot of ridiculous things sold. but there was a game that was available only at Blockbuster. It was a Blockbuster video game rental exclusive called Clayfighter 63 1/3 Sculptor's Cut. Do you remember Clayfighter? Anybody?
Of course. Oh
Dude,
yeah.
I was a huge Clayfighter 2 Judgment Clayfighter. I loved that game. It was
I was always trash at it, but it was kind of like Primal Rage that way. I could never figure out how to make that game work, but I loved how it looked.
Right.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Bash the shit out of the controllers, and if it doesn't work, throw the controller till the game's shit. Plain and
Bingo.
simple.
So Clayfighter Sculptor's Cut. I think this is definitely a product of its time. The idea that there were games that were made exclusively for rental services, right? So you can only get it at Blockbuster. Well, this game has gone on to be extremely rare over the years because obviously you can only get it at Blockbuster. There's only like 1 or 2 copies of it at each store. So, maybe, I don't know, a few thousand copies of it. But that's not what was sold recently. What was sold, or what is currently on eBay right now, is a copy of the till receipt from when it was sold at a Blockbuster. And how much do you think, after 44 bids, it is currently going for right now?
Someone bid on this?
This could either be like $10 or like an outrageous amount of money.
$37,000.
Hey, let's be real here. Okay. All right. So $37,000 is a little too much.
$69.69.
All right.
She's still thinking about the Twitch thoughts. I don't know.
Still thinking. Yep. Still thinking.
Kick thoughts. A little bit different.
Kick thought, yes. Whole different breed.
They are.
By the way, it's currently up to 48 bids right now on eBay. 48 people have bid on this. No, I have not. I don't know what you hear me.
That was me. I did it.
Yeah. Trav, you said tens of thousands of dollars. Grant, we're playing Price is Right, by the way. Close to that going over.
I did see this earlier, and last time I saw
disqualified. Razor.
Oh my god. $101.01.
Sorry. Well, Grant, you said you saw this, right? I can't.
Yeah, last time I saw it, it was a little over triple what Razor said.
It is currently sitting US at $482.97.
I'm going to need you to put your Dr. Evil pinky up to your mouth when you say that, please.
It is currently at $650 Canadian, which this is a real thing. You could buy the game for $25. By the way, can we just point out the receipt in very good shape? I would say this is, if I was to grade this.
Nah, you got an edge all crinkled at the bottom left. Yeah. It's shit.
It's like an 8.5, I would say.
No, that's too high.
Okay, 7.5. It's still pretty damn good for being.
Paper deterioration, Craig. Come on.
This is.
But there's no discoloration. That's the thing. Must have been kept in a safe.
You can see this. This was purchased on March 14th, 1999.
I was 3.
God. Specifically at 5:56 p.m. That is crazy. That is. And by the way, you can still fax your resume in if you want to join Canada's fastest growing entertainment company in 1999.
Nice.
We should just put at the bottom like an ad, just like go get hired by Blockbuster.
This is like a receipt from back when people used to call the internet the information superhighway.
Let's go.
I remember that.
Well, I think it's pretty amazing that the receipt. Number one, it's amazing that somebody was like, I'm going to put my receipt out on eBay. And number two, that 50 people have bid on it because they want it so bad. Number three, it's going for $500 on eBay. So anyways, I'm going to be jarring up a fart and putting it up on eBay to see how much it goes for.
Insane.
Do that on Kick first. See if you get yourself a couple subs. That 95.5 split's nice.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate that.
People have entirely too much expendable income.
Right.
And we thank them for it.
All right. Next, let's go to the entertainment world. As ladies and gentlemen, it's nearly done. The writer's strike is nearly complete. There is a tentative deal in place. Ladies and gentlemen, are you excited for this? How does everybody
really.
feel about this?
Finally,
don't
more
care anymore.
more original Disney Plus content. I can't wait. Sorry.
So the Writers Guild of America has confirmed.
No, I talked over her. Please let her speak. I feel bad.
Oh, you can do that. That's okay,
I
Vlad.
I don't actually like. Well, it's gonna be shit unless they go and fire all the shit like writers and just keep the actual good ones who will make great stories that people will be compelled to watch. Otherwise, we're just back to square one. And yeah, so.
They're getting more writers. That's the problem.
No.
Yeah,
that's
they're having
actually
a minimum writers in a writer's room.
Which is
they got a 45% pay increase. They were getting roughly $14,000 a week minimum with a 10-week thing for up to 8 people writing in a room. That wasn't enough. They initially started off with a 35% increase, which was the biggest increase they've ever had. And they knocked everything back because they wanted to have at least 8 people in a writer's room together. So you're never going to have a story or a thing that's written by one person anymore. Everything's going to be written by committee. That's what they were after. And not only that, with all the favors that they've had to call in with all these other sort of people, they're going to be striking again in 2 or 3 years because the terms of the thing are only temporary. That's the biggest problem with it. None of this is permanent. Everything's going to be revisited again in 3 years' time. And in 3 years' time, when all the studios are going to go, well, you keep saying you want to get paid what you deserve. You're not making us any extra money. We're not going to hire any union workers anymore. Then they'll strike all over again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it got ridiculous. They'll get people that were on like Dancing with the Stars that weren't even a part of it that had to give up their job. These aren't even actors. These are semi-celebrities that can't even go on and do stuff because of it, because of this bullying tactic. And at the end of the day, the whole Drew Barrymore, Bill Maher situation just goes to show you don't need writers to do TV. And now with everything that's happening, who knows where it's going to be? I think we're going to get the worst content that we've had in probably about 6 months' time. You watch it just pile on.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. It's not like we had an absolutely hopping Hollywood creative department prior to this. You know what I mean? I just can't. I can't imagine where we're actually going to be headed in just a few months' time with some of this stuff. I am, however, grateful to the strike for one thing. It got that shitty Daredevil reboot on Disney Plus killed. So,
did it?
Yeah, it's dead. Thank you.
Nice.
So much for board.
They may have to start it back up, but they said it is. They didn't say it's on pause. They said it is off the slate. So
wow,
they would have to actually restart it.
Well, we I think it's obviously this last 140 days or however many it's been since they stopped working will have a massive trickle down effect over the next couple of years, where there's gonna be holes in content, right? Everything that you're seeing now was produced, before everything got started. So, you're gonna see an influx of reality TV and game shows, and ultimately, who's gonna be the big winner of all this? Us,
right?
That's the reality because you're gonna see the writer. There's such thing as bloat. Right. And you're going to see that when there are certain number, we have to have this many people. I could care less. I could give a damn about your pronouns or your sexuality or whatever. The fact that they're saying we have to have X number of people in means that they're going to let in people that probably shouldn't be in the room to begin with. And ultimately that will, some will say, well, that's a good idea. It gives people more opportunities. Yes. But at the expense of what? At the expense of quality. Right. Yeah. And if they're just there to kind of listen and be mentored, okay, that's one thing, right? But if they're there to actually contribute or try to contribute, that's something totally different. So, man, it's a mess. And when you see a reality, like when you see a show, a late night show, whether it's Colbert, Kimmel, or like a daily talk show like Drew Barrymore or Bill Maher or whatever, Maher's not a daily show, he's a weekly show, but he has X number of writers. Like we do an hour and a half every day on this channel, right? And a lot of it's off the cuff. And but the reality is that I have no idea why you need that many people to do what they do. I mean, it just comes down to I'm guessing I'm guessing, as it's everybody below the fold. It's your lighting technicians, it's your audio techs, it's everything else in the, so each show has 30 people working on it, 40 people working on it to produce an hour show every day. It's
those
crazy.
guys got screwed by the strike too.
Oh,
These labor unions didn't give a shit about that. They never do, right? People who thought that this was going to make Hollywood less woke don't know anything about Hollywood union politics. No clue. I did a whole video called "Hollywood Was Always Red" about the communist work stoppages in the 30s and 40s in Hollywood. And that resulted in one of the biggest domestic disturbances in U.S. history. A bunch of cars got flipped over. They needed 15 ambulances to carry everybody away. Like, this Antifa riot stuff is not a recent occurrence. And Hollywood's been full of this stuff for a long time. So I would expect more of the message, not less.
Well, it's funny because Bob Iger came out recently and he's like, we're going to get away from all this culture war stuff, right? And it's like, okay. Good luck.
Well, Unbelievable. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Tell me another
one. They're finally admitting that they're a part of it, even though for years they're saying, no, we're not pushing anything. We're not doing that.
And apparently apparently that remark was like a candid moment too. It wasn't like he didn't say it on script. He was kind of milling about the room talking to people and then was quoted, like somebody who he talked to quoted him as saying that. So make an official statement. If you're serious about that, make an official statement. We're going to get out of the culture war. I also like how he worded it too. It was like, we got caught up in the culture war. It's like
caught.
You're like, bitch, you were the culture war. Like, you initiated this. It was, heck, let's be perfectly honest about it. It's not really a culture war, or at least it wasn't one. It's a cultural revolution, and it was going on for several years. And the only reason it turned into a culture war is because one other half of the country suddenly woke up and returned fire. Then it became a culture war. Up to that point, it was just a cultural revolution. They were just all moving in the same direction. So they only resent the fact that they got any pushback. That's all that's about.
It's funny you mentioned that because that's actually a really interesting way that I never actually considered. The idea that the only reason why this is happening is because really it's COVID, right? COVID was the big wake up call for a lot of people. People seeing, you saw parents learning about what their kids were learning in school from Zoom, and just the idea that the only reason why there's pushback is because people are aware that it's happening now. And it's like, wow, that's actually a really interesting thought process. And you're right. You're 100% right on that. But all right. Well, congratulations, Hollywood and the Writers Guild of America West for your success, I guess.
You can go make Star Trek Below Decks season 3 or whatever the fuck. Can't wait.
Let me get a couple of these super chats real fast, and then we'll move on to our next story, which, god dang, just stick with us because this next story is going to blow your stinking mind. All right. Matthew came in with the $4.99, says, putting this towards the Stuttering Craig hot tub stream goal that begins today. Oh, thanks, Matthew. That's good. Sounds good. We'll do that at...
It will just be Craig in the hot tub.
No?
No water, just Craig.
No bubbles or anything, just Craig.
Just an empty hot tub.
Honestly, tub optional at this point. I don't know.
It's just Craig.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. Extra Zero says, Tencent bought a lot of Platinum games. Okay. Yeah, Tencent owns a little bit of everything. Aaron Bacon says, UK Gov to ban Rumble and circumvent VPN, BNPs.
I think he meant VPNs.
UK is effed. That's interesting. I haven't seen the banning of Rumble yet.
I put an article actually in the doc about that. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there was some stink piece about
from the Sun.
They always have to telegraph their next move. There was some stink piece where they were like, "Oh, hey everyone, did you know that Rumble are violating some obscure law by letting Russell Brand take shelter on their platform? It could get them shut down."
Right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Right? Like it was that.
Well, we're getting into the Russell Brand thing here in just a minute. There's a lot there. As UM536 says, $500 receipt. Can you say money laundering?
Yeah, is there a Hunter Biden painting on the back of the damn thing? What the fuck?
Matthew says, one strike is ending while the automaker strike is growing by adding the part distribution centers. Make sure your cars are in tip-top shape this winter. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. And Winterfell came in with the $4.99, says, no sympathy for the writer's strike. They as a whole have been giving us poopy. Bring on the AI. It can't possibly be worse. Hail Skynet. Thank you, Winterfell. And Generalissimo Liberty says, I give because you have RazörFist on this stream. I hate the labor deal. I wanted to see the whole thing implode and no one care about it. Well, thank you, Generalissimo Liberty. Hey, RazörFist, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
I did warn my audience for a long time, like, the writers have most of the leverage here. This is probably going to go their way, and then it's going to go their way again, and then it's going to get because labor unions run Hollywood at this point.
Right. Market Reality says, did you guys lose a pair of sunglasses? Yeah, Trav did, unfortunately. And I
feel the Brady Bunch theme song coming on here.
That's right. That's right. Abdulio came in with the $3. Says, I highly recommend to the panel to check out when they can. DKC Return to Crocodile Island, a high quality fan animation on YouTube featuring a few of the surviving voice cast of the DKC cartoon reprising their roles.
Nice.
Interesting. Oh, fun.
I'm a huge Donkey Kong Country fan. I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan.
Oh man, I just did a number one. I just did my first speed run of Donkey Kong Country.
Oh yeah,
ever. It clocked in just over an hour, which I thought was pretty good. And
amateur? No. I have no idea if I've ever beaten that game in an hour. I have no idea.
Then I watched a speed run. The world record speed run is 31 minutes, and it's the most stupid, disgusting display of video games I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just dumb.
That's all right. You're half as good as the best person in the world at it.
It's a good point. You know what? If I was half as good as like LeBron James, that'd be a pretty good accomplishment. But I'm not there. So, hey, Shane Bentley came in with 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go! Hey, Shane, look at it! Look at it right there. Let's go. Shane.
Ooh, it's yellow.
Yellow, right there. You notice I've added some things to the wall here. Added some red down here. We actually have orange up top. That's for Shamsa, who came in dropping bombs the other day. Shamsa, thank you very much. By the way, I got a big old check to write to the local dog place. Not the vet.
Veterinarian.
No, the animal shelter.
Pound?
The Pound.
Yeah. I gotta write a big fat check to them because the support on Friday, which was great. I was playing the stupid Switch demo of a game about puppies.
I saw that.
It was ridiculous. Well, Shane, thank you very much for that. Let's move on to our next story, which is going to just blow everybody's mind. It's just insane. Okay.
Can I just say, Craig, with that design of sunglasses, you look like you're cheating at poker right now. Like you. That's what I'm.
Does Craig even know how to play poker?
I'm really good at poker.
Really?
No.
I said poker, not
Worst
go
poker
fish.
face ever.
I said that with my poker face on.
There you go.
Good to see. That's pretty good. And that's the thing. If I have like good cards, it's like, like I'm really bad, and I don't even know what good cards are, which is great. So
I want to play Uno with Craig and see his reactions.
oh, listen. If there's one thing you
will
don't
die.
want, Blabs, if there's one thing
I
you
will
don't
whoop
want,
your ass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So.
I will hit a bitch. All right, I'm just saying, Blabs.
Wow! All right, bring it, bro. You lit liquor. Let's go.
You have no idea what you're in for. This man could bluff at Magic the Gathering. This is
quite impressive. All right. One thing we can't bluff about as I transition to our next story is the insanity that's happening over on Kick, which, okay, there's this streamer named Ice Poseidon. He's been around for a while. Is anybody familiar with this guy?
no.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. He was on Twitch for a long time. This guy's no stranger to bullshit, right? He's now a full-time streamer over on Kick. He is an IRL streamer, which leads to all sorts of opportunities for bad things to happen. And we were talking about bottling farts. We were talking about selling bathwater, and all these things have been done. And we thought we reached the lowest point a streamer could do. But no, it is continued. As Ice Poseidon, I'm just going to read this tweet. and we'll kind of go from there. Ice Poseidon and Sam Pepper, another streamer, found a viewer on the street, took him back to their hotel, ordered him an escort, and then proceeded to hide in the room next door and live stream the two groping each other in front of 20,000 viewers. Although she was told about the stream, it was pretty clear that the escort was uncomfortable, and then she tried to leave, and the door was blocked because she was getting text from people saying like, "Hey, you're on a live stream right now."
Hey there, how did they broach that subject where they're like, hey, would you like to commit a felony in front of tens of thousands of people? You fucking retard.
The thing of it is, what they did, because they're it's in Queensland, so it's that state law, by preventing her from leaving, that is technically a kidnapping charge.
Oh my god.
That they can be charged with, and like he released it. I'm not too sure if you saw, he released a video like with the what he calls the full context. It could be this one.
Yes.
Mr. Penis.
Well, he was responding to Mudahar over at so here's kind of what went down, and this is kind of the TLDR, right? So here we go.
Before we watch this, two things.
Yes.
If nobody notices that his shirt and his underwear match that couch, it's a complete setup just off the bat. Because what are the odds of that couch being the same color as his shirt as his underwear?
Right?
Just saying.
What is going on?
But that aside,
you like got that from the Prince estate sale.
I bet you they
even the food matches the couch.
Yes, I bet you they told her that
she looks really happy about this.
She would be filmed and not streamed.
Yeah,
and
that's
a
huge difference. Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually. It's very important we watch this for the context here. So let's watch this real quick.
I was wondering if it's okay to film. Is that all right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I charge extra $100 for filming.
Oh,
all
did
right.
they just color his shirt on the clip? Because it's black there.
Hold on, you may have changed, but that doesn't. Let's not focus on the shirt. Let's focus on
Travis.
Here we go.
It doesn't matter what I do with the video.
And I know not at all.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'll send you the details. Just come on over. What's the price of this?
So it's $5.50 an hour or $6.50 an hour.
So he's changed at this point.
Wow, thanks for dressing up.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, she's in sweats. She's an escort.
Well, you gotta understand. In Australia, we take our prostitution very seriously. We go for the casual look. It's about the quality of the service, not the appearance.
Yeah, she's gonna escort him to Walmart, I guess.
Okay, here's the. This is all important here.
If you ever go in anyone's house and they're matching their couch and their food in color, leave.
Right? Wow, what are you? Are you collecting boom mics? What is this?
We're still on the color, huh?
Well, it's just fucking
apparently
creepy.
purple's very offensive. It's like Barney to him.
I mean, imagine you walk into somebody's house, okay, and their entire outfit is one color, their couch is one color, their food is one color, their drapes are one color. Get the fuck out of there.
Really?
That's just my live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, nice to meet you. I'm good, thanks.
Had a good night tonight?
Yeah, I did.
She seems nice.
Yeah. I can't imagine why this guy's paying for sex. Such incredible rapport with women.
I love you. You're so wonderful. So, anyways,
hey, Trav, do you notice the color of that guy's shirt as well?
Yeah.
Oh no! What is happening?
Conspiracy. Everyone's
I think
purple.
Trav's muted.
Yes, Travis.
I think they did that on purpose. I think it's actually an editing thing. They turned all the black stuff purple, is what it is.
Maybe.
Oh, that's just racist.
So
I'll tell you, this whole video brings a new thing to the song "One-Eyed, One-Horned Giant Purple People Eater," but you know, hey.
Thanks, Trav.
Nailed it. So okay, so real quick, I want to point this out. This is really interesting. The fact that they're so open. This looks just like a GTA map, right? In the bottom left corner, you have exactly where they're at any time.
I feel like Kramer's gonna come through the door.
Jerry,
all right, Kramer.
But so I think this is really bizarre, right? The idea that you're telling people where you're at in real time. So at this point, she's realizing that she's been being streamed because she has people telling her, hey, she's like, I'm going to leave. She goes to the door and he's like, whoa. And he stands in front of the door and he's like, yeah, but I paid you. Can I get my money back? And she's like, no. And she look at how she's
how
like,
this works, because legally you're paying for her to show up and be your company, not have sex with you. The sex is just a byproduct. So
well, also
you can leave
he didn't
whenever
pay
she
the extra 100 because he only paid her the 500. He didn't pay her for the extra for the filming.
well, look, I don't know the rules of this transaction, but I do know that she's clearly trying to squeak
Was it
out.
secured on PayPal?
Right. So they go downstairs. This Ice Poseidon guy, he goes downstairs, and guess who's waiting for him? The police.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hang out with Sam Pepper.
I don't know who Sam Pepper is, but here, check
He's
this
that
out.
guy who is sexually assaulting people on YouTube.
That's the guy we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we
He
go.
shouldn't even been allowed in the country. He's still got current things going on with him. So
this is what happens. They leave, and this is what happens.
Are the piggies there? Yeah.
And this is some guy watching the stream, by the way. This is the guy's reaction to it.
Yeah. They were the pigs, Freddie.
I would like to see those police officers' uniforms again.
We will in a second. You want to see if they're purple?
I just want to see if
they're real.
Hold on.
Everything's purple.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they arrest them.
Yeah, that looks like a real cop's outfit.
But sorry, dude. If you wanted to get away with hiring hookers, you should have flown to Epstein Island like a real adult. Thank you very much.
Went to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Here's the interaction with this cop.
City Police Station, mate. Come over here.
Boy, she looks physically intimidating.
Yes, yeah.
Brisbane City Police Station. You're both currently under arrest for sexual assault. So come over here. Yes, seriously.
No.
Stand over here.
She's remarkably fucking polite about this.
They
If you please go over here to your right.
Yeah.
She's
like announcing your McDonald's order, like I had a large fry and a sexual assault charge.
They actually do
And a
that
quick
stuff on
shake.
purpose. They have women talk to people because they seem more peaceful in the conversation, and people actually do what they tell them to do. They do it in interrogations as well.
So this happened, and obviously people were like, yo, that's pretty fucked up, right? Like, number one, hiring a prostitute to come in and they're like, oh, we're going to live stream it. It's going to be so funny, and it's hilarious. Kick has come out and made a statement, and Kick's statement.
You said this was Queensland, right? That's where you live, right, Grant?
Well, I'm in the state below it, but yeah, it's not too far.
Right.
I actually tried to get
What's the law up there about filming? I know streaming's different, but
yeah, you can film anything you want, basically. That's
even
fine.
In private, or
yeah, absolutely. Like prostitution and all that is completely legal. It's in the country. The specialized brothels usually that people go to versus the escort. The escorts are a lot rarer thing than going to an actual brothel.
Is prostitution legal down there?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sex work should be legal as long as you ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah, you can sell your labor basically for anything. They'll tax the shit out of you though. It's one of the most heavily taxed industries.
Hey.
So, that and the alcohol industry.
Why do you think it's legal?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with what Travis said, but that's okay. It's to each their own, I suppose, as long as you're I said not hurt anybody. But Kick came out and said there's incredible untapped potential in what live streaming has to offer. We're firm believers that the greatest days of live streaming is yet to come. With that said, community and public safety cannot be compromised. The public for making quote unquote content. We're continuously learning where this balance sits and are making changes daily. We appreciate our community for the continuous feedback, both the good and the bad.
Yeah,
we'll
I don't know if this was true, but somebody said there was a Kick. Yeah, right there. The Kick CEO was in the chat.
That's what I wrote in the message. It was Eddie. He was putting like laughing emojis during this stream.
I think it's there's a pretty evident line there.
Yeah, I was gonna say we weren't quite sure if we were supposed to draw the line.
I don't know if that's real or not, though. If like someone photoshopped him in.
Yeah, it might be fake, but still, it's like you don't need to learn that line. It's a clear line. I mean,
especially if he's commenting in the video, like all the laughing emotes, and then they go and put this like statement out. You're like, okay. I mean, but also think about this: if this statement was from Twitch, because it's a lot bigger, and Twitch has a lot more bullshit in their system than Kick, they'd be eaten alive for dinner right now, and Kick is all like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, people might be giving them a pass because they're smaller and newer. That's very well may be the case. It just makes me wonder, just the language they used in that statement. It sounds like, well, we talked about it and we decided it wasn't good. No, clearly watch it. It's not good. Take it down. Like, you don't have to make some determination. It's not good.
Well, we'll see what happens with this. I think that anytime you offer IRL streaming, you have the opportunity for IRL bad things to happen. And the idea of what content is will always be pushed until somebody says, hey, that's not good. That's not cool.
Well, they were attacked a few hours earlier. Someone threw a scooter at them, one of those electronic scooters that was out the front. So,
well, right. And I'll say this. You probably, if you don't want to be attacked, you probably shouldn't literally broadcast where you're at all times in the bottom left corner of your screen.
That's their stick. They're trying to get from Brisbane to Melbourne without staying in any hotels or anything like that. Well, and
I was gonna say, isn't getting the scooter thrown at them their stick then too?
Yeah,
I haven't watched them, but because don't they get views off of that? Like if
because they're constantly live streaming. All the interaction is just money for them. People are sending them. It's a completely crowd-funded, essentially, sort of thing. And now all of a sudden, my bank account's not working, so I'm going to need extra money, guys. I need all these sort of things and everything. The same thing. He did the same thing. Sam Pepper did it when he went across America. He got one state across, and they went, I can't use my card. I need you guys to help me out. So gets everyone to pay for it.
Because
I tried to get Mozza to go down there because he's only an hour or two from us. So just go down and just start, throwing stuff at him. I'll bail you out. It's all good.
Those traveling social media stars don't have multiple credit cards,
Yeah.
Hey, but
he should have just snorted at the camera and said, "Oh, the camera's on."
Oh shit!
The camera's
it's on the whole time, huh?
Oh, you saw that, did you? Oh well, it's gonna sit here in my own filth.
All right, let's go to our lead story today. Before we do me a favor, guys, hit the thumbs up button if you guys are just popping in. And hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you guys to come back tomorrow when we are back at it. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. We are live. We'd love for this to be a part of your daily hangout. The Red Ranger came in with membership for 3 months. Says, hail all. Did you hear the CEO of IKEA got elected as the Prime Minister of Sweden? I heard the first thing you do is assemble his cabinet.
I bet you he'd do a better job than a lot of people, even if he did.
There we go.
If there are good instructions, that anybody could do it.
I'm just saying, IKEA like meatballs and IKEA like cinnamon buns are like top tier. I'm just saying.
Backyard Tardis says, I'm a locksmith, and I had a customer who would pick up homeless women and film porno with them that constantly would be cuffed to a bed. What? Yikes. Thanks. Backyard Tardis, thank you very much for that and scaring us all today. It's crazy. Intimidator came in and says, hope everyone's had a good weekend.
Hairball.
Yeah. Here's a horrible dad joke for you. What do you call a Russian that takes too long to propose? Stalin. Joseph Stalin. Thanks, Intimidator. Appreciate that.
Delivered what it promised.
E. Smith says, hail all. Hail RazörFist. Razor, am I banned from the arcade super chats? Please check with Taryn and unban me. I haven't been able to spend
Taryn handles that during the live streams. I have no idea.
Thank you, E. Smith. You're not unbanned here, or you're not banned here. Scarfy came in, says with the 5, says, have you gaggle of aviators seen the trailer to the Chinese Top Gun yet? Curious what Razor thinks of it. What?
There's a
I don't know. All the Chinese Top Guns look the same to me.
Can we see that?
Oh, yeah.
I need.
Find it, Vlad.
They are very like anti-American military.
I go find on YouTube.
But you know, they're real big on Tom Cruise, though. You think that would outweigh the?
Well, he's their height, so.
Next one will star John Cena.
Extra Zero came in with the 199. Says, Grant, is that what Mazda does? Talking about drifting across the country right there. All right,
it would be hilarious because he wouldn't be able to get out of a taxi rank. That poor boy.
All right, let's go to our lead story today, which is the continuation of the Russel brand saga. Razor, have you followed this at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I looked into it just a smidge. I am probably not the person to ask to defend him, but I will defend his innocence until proven guilty. I've never been a fan, really.
Right, and I think that's kind of echoed on the show. I personally think he's not a great comedian by any means. I was kind of tired of his shtick.
Oh, he comes from a long and legendary line of UK funny men. Comedy is in his blood, and maybe one day it'll be in his act too. I don't know, but he's not my favorite at all.
Right.
With Russell, like he's very smart. He says very intellectual things that make a lot of sense a lot of times, but he's just an asshole. He's got that personality where he like acts like he's better than everybody else for some reason or another.
The word's pompous.
Yeah.
Well, you see, he's
very
savior long enough, and that'll rub off on you as well.
Right. Look, I think everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I think it's just a shame Russell Brand doesn't seem to feel the same way about, say, American gun owners. Right? Like, I wish that went both ways.
So,
like his wife.
So Brand, obviously, Brand came under fire. There was the allegations and stuff, and I think we all agree, like, look, innocent until proven guilty, right? But there's this huge backlash happening right now where he's been demonetized off YouTube. He's been dropped from his, from his representation. The BBC dropped him, all without any charges actually being filed. Okay, so this was last week. Over the weekend, though, what happened was several advertisers pulled out from Rumble because the British Parliament came in and said, hey, Rumble, what are you doing? You have Russell Brand on your platform. Are you going to demonetize them? And what happened was Burger King was one of the brands that pulled out of advertising on Rumble, as well as a couple other brands themselves that kind of went in. And it was Burger King and HelloFresh and a couple other brands pulled out. And on the surface, you're like, well, there's like, oh, we're gonna boycott Burger King, right?
Does anybody here think Russell Brand ever ate Burger King?
Right? No shit.
Just a side note.
So Burger King came under fire over the weekend from this.
So like okay, HelloFresh and Burger King. So like basically any company whose primary export is E. coli essentially pulled out of fucking Rumble. Did you just see that? By the way, there was like a story that like HelloFresh poisoned like 7 people.
No.
What?
Well, when you're shipping fucking lettuce in plastic bags across 115-degree weather.
Yeah, raw meat through the mail. What could go wrong?
Like, what the fuck? What do you think's gonna happen?
See, sometimes I'm glad I live in the middle of nowhere. Those like services aren't even offered here.
So apparently he earns, this is according to the Times, which, okay, that's fine. The Times estimates Brands earns around $33,000 a month from Rumble and $1.2 million a year on YouTube after he was banned from YouTube. So about $100K a month from YouTube for his videos.
Yeah, and they always kind of underestimate what it actually is.
Right. Are you hitting your mic, Trav?
No.
Okay. So it just sounds like you're tapping. That's okay. So they're kind of coming after Rumble, and you're like, well, why would Burger King and HelloFresh do all that? Well, here's the thing: it's not those brands. It's actually a firm that's doing this. It's a firm that represents all these things.
Is it Yum Brands? Is that who it is?
No,
that's Taco Bell and
KFC and all that.
Yeah, those guys.
But even those, like Yum Brands, still hires agencies to buy their ads. So I don't know what ASOS is, but HelloFresh and Burger King I've heard of. So this firm has pulled this stuff, right?
How much you guys want to bet some UK Parliament people own a lot of that company?
Well, there's some interesting things attached to this. So the person who runs, who has kind of put pressure on these companies is it goes down to, it continues to filter to a company called Check My Ads. And it's a
Ads, you said?
Check My Ads.
Right.
Yeah.
I almost did a double take there too. I'm like, what? What now?
Checkmyass.com. That's
Are we all keeping our clothes on here? What the fuck?
It's totally different.
I'm curious now, who's invested in Check My Ass or whatever it was.
Okay. So
I think this is how Russell Brand wound up in this situation.
Yeah, he checked their ass.
Right. So Burger King told the news movement that it had paused all advertising while investigations and the allegations were ongoing. ASOS said it had manually removed the ads, and they asked, and Barbican, I don't know what that is, said it had asked that its media agency to exclude the site from where the ads appear, right? So once again, who is running this? Well, it's this right here. Check My Ads. Okay, who is in their header?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's basically a boycotting firm. It looks like.
Bingo! You have nailed it, Razor. Yeah. It is a boycotting firm that is head up by this young lady, Claire Atkin. And Claire Atkin is the person who runs this, and she is the co-founder of Check My Ads.
Pronouns in profile. Danger, Will Robinson.
Ding, 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 ding. Right. And if you read this, it says this is the first of many public blockings of Rumble, the YouTube of the alt-right. The moment advertisers realize what this platform is and who is on it, they will flee. Burger King, ASOS, and HelloFresh are just the beginning, right? And this is who she is. This is what they do for a living. And
am I the only one who thinks that like last sentence was like kind of sounded like a supervillain a little bit?
Yeah,
right.
Just the beginning. Maniacal laugh.
Right.
So
just wait till I get my space laser.
Yeah.
Right. So from what I've gathered,
this girl's name, and she's involved, and she puts this on Lidocaine. She's involved in a whole bunch of different governments through this COP27, the implementation of COP. It's basically about climate change, and they get money from a bunch of different governments. So she has a bunch of different governmental connections.
Yeah.
Right. So when you go to the Check My Ads Twitter account, and we saw the header a second ago, right? But when you go to it's their pinned tweet from 2022. There's a video that talks about Fox News. And when you watch this video, which I did earlier, it's more or less two girls. It's two.
You said one cup? I think I've seen this video.
Not that kind of stream, buddy.
But it's two girls.
A glass coffee table. And
it's the president's son.
Yeah.
It's this Claire Atkins who is one of the girls. This girl right here, and then it's this girl down here, Nandini Jami, right? And she goes in and they kind of give this video, and they kind of talk about how Fox is this source of disinformation, and they're going to more or less get it pulled from airwaves. And you can do it, guess how? By becoming a member of checkmyads.com, right? And paying them to do it. And because they are the arbiters of truth on this platform.
So it's like the Young Turks method.
Which is what?
The exact same thing. We'll go against Fox News. We'll protect you from them, but you've got to give us money to do it.
Right.
Well, and keep in mind, she's also getting government money.
She's getting
to
government.
do whatever
these two
she's
women
doing.
are just sucking a lot of government dick. That's about it.
It may not be for this thing, but she has her hands in a lot of government pockets. Put it that way.
Not only that, but if they're acquainted with these ad agencies, the ad agencies have ins with the media organizations, and it was the media organizations that drove this story to begin with. They went and hunted down these chicks, right? The accusers.
You're right. And
so,
they still remain anonymous, all but one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's parts of the world that would be considered, conspiring.
Sounds to me like character assassination, but hey.
It's amazing though.
There doesn't have to be a conversation for people to conspire as well.
Exactly.
If their interests converge.
I just see this as a really interesting. I don't know. Maybe there is, right? But these watchdog organizations that are there to be the arbiter of truth, the idea that we will tell you what is okay.
Media matters.
Right.
Southern Poverty Law Center, Right Wing Watch. They all absolutely. They're all like that.
We recently we recently had a conversation about how you can pick and choose what data you look at and frame it how you want. That's exactly what these people do.
Well, but I think in a situation like this, they're saying we don't want that data at all, right?
Right. But you don't think that they're paying for studies for certain things to say, look, come on.
Of course.
So somebody public law center does. They do that all the time. You go to them, you say, "Oh, I need to push this narrative. I need the data, the information." Like, here you go. That'll be $500,000. Yeah.
Yep.
When you go back and you watch this video, their entire strategy is so once again, this is primarily two women. Their entire strategy is if you don't like something, all you need to do is email them, and we're going to email.
Goes away. Yeah,
right. And they talk about this at length in this video.
If I email them and tell them I don't like them, will they go away?
I wish.
Right. So it's amazing to kind of see their response, and like I said, it's mainly these two women. Which, look, you just look at this, and I don't mean to stereotype, but this is exactly like when I think of people with too much time on their hands, it's like these people. They're like,
yeah,
right.
The one on the left looks like a really, really like tanned and discount version of Brie Larson.
Right.
I cannot see it.
And doesn't the one on the right look like Michelle Pfeiffer from like The Godfather or whatever that was?
Here we see them. Here we see them both preparing to speak to our manager. This is essentially what they do for a living, basically.
They are the embodiment
to the
of
color
Karen.
of the couch, so I don't like it.
They are absolutely the embodiment of Karens right there. But these are the women that are in charge of pressuring the ad companies that are ultimately pulling money from these platforms or Rumble. So yes, but apparently it is accurate, right? These two women are making major change because they are just fucking annoying.
It's funny because, dude, the kind of evangelical right in the 90s used to be able to do that. Like, this is not a new strategy, right? It's just that the left have weaponized this and taken over the institutions and have basically run them for any length of time now. And so you see more and more stuff like this, and Media Matters and on and on.
When you hear the word lobbyists, that's these people.
Yeah.
Right. It's it's crazy to see kind of how.
What do you think of the actual accusations themselves? There's so little even out there, right? Like the only persuasive thing, and then when I looked into it, it wasn't even that persuasive, was that one of the girls got a rape kit done, apparently. In which, by the way, can we think of a better name than rape kit? Like,
yeah, it's awful.
Seriously, it's like I get you're like shivering and traumatized, but let me say the word rape about 5 more times while we're swabbing your genital. But no, like I don't
bring it up in court in front of everybody and say it again.
Right.
Yeah.
But
giving
apparently
more PTSD is fine.
But the kit, correct me if I'm wrong, but the kit was like taken at like a university. It wasn't even with the police, correct?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I wasn't there. I do know that these people are anonymous, as Travis has pointed out several times, and it's hard to defend yourself when you can't put a name to anybody, right?
Well, like, don't you like have a law that that can't be the case over there? That you have the right to face your accuser, or
you're supposed to, but that's in the court of law, right? So that's this whole thing. They're not in the court of law, right? It's just we're trying this in the public at this point, so they can say anything and they're anonymous. And we also have the we have to protect our news organizations and their sources. So they will say, well, I'm not going to tell who they are because then nobody will trust me anymore. Mm-hmm. So now these people can say whatever they want, and Russell Brand would have to sue the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? And then they could say the same thing. Well, I don't have to tell you who my sources are.
I'll be interested. For me, that's going to be the interesting thing here is what's Brand's next step with all this? Will he file?
Get arrested?
No,
there's no charges.
No charges.
That's the thing. It's like okay, you can always tell when there's an organized cancellation attempt because you'll see lots and lots of smoke and no fire. There will be no charges. This happened with Trump in 2016 with all the women accusing him of sexual assault. How many were there? Like 90 at the end of the day, and none of them filed charges, not one. And it was like you could see that it was coordinated. They were all represented by the same law firm, and on and on. This very much smells of that.
I would give more credence to anonymous people who say they were raped if they went to the police and said it, right? Yeah. And then remain anonymous that way, because then you're doing what you're supposed to do legally within the system, and you remain anonymous to protect from being harassed or whatever, especially when it's a famous person, because you might get harassed more. But if you're being anonymous to a newspaper, I don't believe you. Just sorry. That's what it is.
That has been the most amazing thing about this whole thing, is just how quickly people have been able to hop on the literally cancelization of the erasure of a man's income based off of something that for people that are named, that are literally, we have no idea who they are, right? Like it could be, hey, Blabs, did you know that you kicked a puppy in 2004, and you, by the way, are canceled now? Congratulations.
And guess what? 3 people say so.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and what they're
cancel over like race or something. Okay.
And I'll tell you exactly what they're hoping for. The whole goal is to get other people to come forward and dogpile. Because you see this again and again. They start with 4 or 1 or 2 or whatever, then they hope that the dog pile starts. For example, I did a video about Bill Cosby, and whatever you think about his guilt or innocence, it started with like 2 girls. They looked into the case. Apparently the prosecutor found that it wasn't meritorious, and then they kind of put it away. Then a celebrity came out and accused him, and then the flood started. It was dozens and dozens and dozens of women. This is what they hope. And that was right in the heart of Me Too. So this is like kind of the classic Me Too tactic. This is, I think, is what they're hoping is going to happen. Because this guy got laid a little bit between the years of 2005 and 2013, right?
Right.
Well, doesn't that say something bad about our society and our system, that they paid more attention when a star said it? So what does that say about... What does that say about what we think about the other women's voices if it's only important when she says it? Not that I thought it should be important at all. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, why did it suddenly become important?
Yep, exactly.
I mean, and this has been pointed out a million times, but just to kind of echo this one more time, the idea that Russell Brand, whose entire persona was a playboy, right? His entire persona was built around diddling chicks. Right? Like that was what his entire brand was: drug doing, cocaine snorting, heavy drinking, prostitute fucking Russell Brand. That's who he is. Let's fucking go. Oh, by the way, you're canceled. Congratulations. It's ridiculous.
And it's a good guy to accuse if you think about it, because he was so blitzed half the time he can't remember any of this shit.
Yeah.
Himself.
Right. And so say you're at the same location he was. There was one time when I lived in Palm Springs, Russell Brand was there. So I could say Russell Brand assaulted me.
Right.
Because we were in the same bar.
Which of course he did.
Yeah, obviously it's your truth,
Travis. And I'm going to tell that to that newspaper and remain anonymous.
Don't forget to
check. All they have to look into is if Russell Brand was there that night and I was there that night.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you get your rape kit done?
Fuck, man. It's just crazy.
This is crazy. Let's move on to the next story. But before we do, something else that is crazy is Stardust Viking came in with the $50
Balls.
Rumble rant. Just said balls.
Balls.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it right there.
RazörFist has to say the word balls.
Balls.
Thank you.
Twist my arm.
Oh,
Bulls,
Hey.
bulls of steel.
and not to be outdone, check it out. Mr. Grant Gregory, who's on our show right now with 10 gifted memberships and a level 2 membership. Let's go. Look at it, Mr. Grant. Look at it. Look at
Thanks,
it.
Grant.
Put you up here. I think we're gonna call this right here. This is the red wave. We're gonna make a red wave here. All right. We're gonna.
Is it me or is the line just like crooked?
It's
Beautiful
following.
red wave,
How about-
tremendous red wave.
How about you call it?
That's really
about-
good.
How about you call it the flow?
The red float. No, Travis. I will not be calling it the red
No,
flow.
RazörFist, can you do that again? I thought I was hearing Trump for a second. That was amazing.
It's a vast red wave. You will not believe the red wave. We have the best red waves.
Oh no! I
That's
apparently
awesome.
I'm gonna need to make a blue wave too, so the internet doesn't get pissed off at me.
Yeah, you definitely do.
And by the way, we have a couple new emotes in the chat as well, which is great. I'm sure you guys see the red 50s right there. So if you guys are members, make sure you guys use those new emotes. The orange, by the way, you can't see it, but the orange is reserved for over 100. So that's the idea. Thank you so much, Mr. Grant Gregory. Appreciate that.
Sir, that is tangerine.
That's orange.
Sorry.
There you go.
I thought it was Mandarin.
Orange gotten TDs. Okay, sounds good. Said love y'all. Hail the 199. We always love the 199. Intimidator came back, says, I said on purpose, not propose, dingus. Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm a bad reader guy, so
Right.
just letting you know that. And Scarpy says, I prefer McDonald's ad over Burger King anyway.
I'm for real serious about that. How many people here think Russell Brand has ever eaten at a Burger King?
Maybe when he was high
Yeah.
on drugs,
maybe.
McMahon, I really got to get a BK right now.
Right.
Maybe when he was like 18 or something. But in the
I mean,
past
he's been on
20
the
years,
road a lot. He has been on the road a lot. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he probably is trying to.
Usually,
I
when
don't
he's
believe that.
talking
I
about
thought
a
he was
Whopper,
vegan at one point or something.
Isn't he now? I think.
Yeah.
He's
like,
now.
He has his shirt is open enough for him to be vegan.
what are you eating at Burger King being a vegan?
What is the rule with Russell Brand's wardrobe? By the way, is it the pants have to be as tight as the shirt is open?
Well,
Is
I
that-
believe that the fly has to be as open as the shirt.
Oh.
That is what it is, but
Mm.
That's how he got into that mess.
What you see is there actually is when you look at the Venn diagram of pants to shirts. There's definitely a crossover here that needs to be met in the Russell Brand right here. This is a regular thing when you look at the Venn diagram. It needs to fit somewhere in here, right here, which is good. So the pants to shirts Venn diagram is important.
Yes, it's
all right.
considering Craig's third theorem of Russell Brand fuckery.
That's right.
somebody in the chat said he's a gay pirate. He does kind of look like a gay pirate.
It's
if
a
you
little
give him an
Jack
eye-
Sparrow, isn't it?
Would you date him, Trav?
No.
Is he not your type?
First of all, I don't find him physically attractive. Second of all, he's an asshole. I don't like
Yeah.
assholes. And he's a
Oh.
hypocrite. I don't like hypocrites either. So
Uh-oh.
He's stupidly wealthy though, so there's always that.
Yeah.
true. So yes, I'd marry him and then divorce him.
Oh no.
And then accuse him of something, so you get that
Yeah.
extra money afterwards. Because now you know how much he's worth.
Say he abused me a little bit.
All right, let's move on to our next story. Do you guys want? Okay, we got 2 quick hits to finish the day. All right, we only got about 10 minutes left. But hold on, I'm sorry, just 1 second. Can I please see our brand new orangish emote in the chat as Shamsa came in with the $500
Aw.
direct donation?
What are
Thank
you
you,
doing? You're
Shamsa.
supposed to be bidding on that receipt, asshole. What the?
I'm getting out the orange. Shamsa gets the orange. Let's go.
Thank you, Shamsa.
That is
Shamsa
ridiculous.
is awesome.
Oh, Shamsa is the best. She is she's gone. Thank you so much, Shams. I'm going to get you on the wall here in just a minute. That is ridiculous. You get orange. Look at it. Look at it right there. I'll get it on the wall in just a minute. Okay, let's go to our final 2 stories of the day. Would you like to start with the plea or just the worst thing I've seen today? What do you guys want? Grant, you get to pick.
Either way, worst thing. What you're saying, we got to end on something bad. So
okay,
the worst thing last, I reckon.
Two shitty. Well, these are both shitty. They're both shitty things. And okay, there's this girl who is super famous on TikTok and Instagram, and
I'm already with you.
She is she's like anorexic or something.
Oh God, is it the Skeletor, the like
Skeletor.
Kate Moss, the thing?
Yes.
Before we get into this goes back to the conversation we had the other day about
that couches
harmful to the community and then being demonetized. So Shane Dawson, I posted this link. It was the first link up there today, but he did a whole thing on her, like a whole little documentary on her and monetizing it. And it has 33 million views. Okay. About this girl. And you're going to tell me that doesn't somehow harm the community? So not only is she monetized on YouTube, he is. And I don't mean there's anything wrong with her as a person, but clearly she has an issue that she needs to work out, and that's between her and her therapist or whomever, not YouTube.
And the camp guards at Auschwitz, from the look of it, Jesus.
So here she is. It's important to kind of put this out there, right? She is literally skin and bones, and she's doing this dance, and she's singing. It's the want to put a ring on it, the Beyonce song from whatever. But
if she's talking about like an onion ring, she could use a few.
Oh my God! And you're not wrong. I know it's a joke, but I am so sad looking at this girl.
Terrible.
And
by the way, today is also National Binge Day. Maybe she should binge and eat some food.
Well,
and then buy a comic.
It's a serious situation because there's really only one way this is going to end, right? And it's going to end way earlier than she imagines it. But I'm just going to say, and I know this, I'm not the first person to say this, but can we please get this young lady help? Like, can we please do something, some sort of, like, I don't want to see anybody like this. This is just the saddest thing in the world. People say, well, she makes her own decisions. Yeah. But at a certain point, you got to step in.
It's a compulsive disorder, though. This is something you got to have some serious therapy to address.
It's also a very complex issue because she's been to rehab before, and that was in that thing that I talked about. They were talking about that. So she's clearly admits she has an eating disorder. She's been to rehab for it. But here's the issue, right? When she became famous and on YouTube and stuff, she's been getting validation for this.
Yeah.
Right. And so as a community, we've been validating that behavior by validating her. And that sounds bad, but that's what we're doing. And now she's making money on it. So she has no reason to change. None whatsoever.
So, yes. And this goes back to social media, the idea of everybody validating your thoughts. And like you hear these things and people go, oh, that's so great. You look so good. And that's all she hears, as opposed to people like
that, and the rattling sounds
of her bones trying to work.
Well, that and the sound of cha-ching as well.
Well, yes.
She'd have no muscle strength. Like, I'm surprised she was even able to dance. Like, there's no muscle on that bone. It's kind of scary, the fact that she can even function.
She probably just sleeps for like the rest of the day after that.
That was the 10-minute movement she did for the day. Blabs is right. And then she was down.
So I don't know who this girl is, but I do know that somebody needs to step in. And if you are a friend of hers, if you are her parent, if you are a brother and sister,
stop monetizing her. And that sounds bad.
Yeah, it's funny how they don't even censor this, right?
Yes.
Like, fuck me, dude.
Yes.
Come on.
This is it's
maybe
fucked up.
Then she will listen to her parents when they say, hey, go to this rehab, instead of thinking, oh, well, these millions of people watch me and say nice things.
Yeah. Well, she's getting validated, and it's really fucked up. All right, let's go to
she needs to get addicted to Mountain Dew or something. if you've got an addictive personality, let's give her something that's gonna, not necessarily the healthy thing, but put a bit of weight on those bones.
Something.
Anything at this point, like legitimately anything.
It's the internet and you're a girl. Gain some weight. There's about 1,000 other ways you can gain validation. Go buy a hot tub, for Christ's sake.
And what happened to the body positivity movement of like, if like she legitimately, I'm not kidding when I say she legitimately could put on 150 pounds and be fine, like.
And the saddest part about this whole thing is us having this conversation will actually trigger her and make her eating habits worse. But we shouldn't have to, because she shouldn't even be on there to begin with, because she should have been stopped she wouldn't be this big if she were never monetized.
Yeah, she's promoting unhealthy behavior for other women and even guys out there too. It's amazing how they choose who they want to censor on YouTube.
Well,
it's kind of like the people who like climb skyscrapers with their hands and feet and then plummet to their death, and it's like, but I got 15 million views, right? Like it's sort of that.
Well, it's funny because you guys are like, well, take away her money, right? Well, I think that if the president has been set by YouTube,
you can't take away her money now. She's already made $20 million.
Well, is that her net worth?
She's pretty fucking rich. She's been on YouTube for like 10, 15 years.
Well, I have.
Well, maybe you should marry her instead of Brand then.
Yeah.
No joke. All right. Let's go to the another shitty thing I saw today, which is just the dumbest thing in the world. I don't even know. I don't care what you think about the Ukraine war. I really don't care about it. But when it carries over to ice skating, that's where things are really silly.
So ice skating, that's where you draw the line. They can bomb, they can do all this stuff, but don't interfere with Craig's ice skating. That's it. That's the line.
Listen, motherfuckers. All right.
So I actually can give you some context about this because I follow figure skating. Russia is basically the leader in the world for figure skating, especially in like women's.
Because they stopped Tanya Harding being involved.
Yeah, it's either Russia or it's like Japan, like USA and all that is down the drain at this point. And then Russia always wins, and they actually did not allow Russia to compete in the Worlds in the either last year or the year before that because of this whole situation. And so now the Junior Grand Prix in Europe is going on, and this is juniors, right? It's not even seniors division; this is juniors. So yeah, it's just ridiculous to go see what's going to happen.
So this is Olympic figure skating?
Well, no, this is a Junior Grand Prix. So it's kind of like a competition in Europe where it's like different sections all compete, and then it's like one overall competition.
So this is the Russians are competing in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which by the way, can we talk how fucking stupid is it when you see at the US Open or Wimbledon or any sort of tennis event, you see this all the time where they don't even show the Russian flag. They have like a United States flag or a flag of Japan or Tanzania or whatever, but they will not show the Russian flag. Like how fucking it's the dumbest.
If the Russian flag was still the Soviet flag, I'm sure they would show it.
It's insane.
Right. Politics in the Olympics is the most stupid thing I've ever seen.
Well, they call it the ROC, don't they? The Russian Olympic Committee, because they can't even have their real flag. It's just like the Olympic flag.
Well, and think about this. Of all the things that we've done as a country that other people could say, hey, well, you don't belong there because you did this. Right. I mean, come on.
So, okay. So the Russians have won this competition, this Junior Grand Prix competition.
I know.
And guess who came in second place? Ukraine. So we've got ourselves a little bit of drama.
It's just pathetic. It's so I hate it.
The Russians are hugging the third place. Let's pick it up where it left off. Let's see what happens here.
Oh,
the Russians,
no.
They're going to go over and say hi to the Ukrainians. Here they go.
Here we go.
They have approached the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians don't even acknowledge them.
They actually shake their heads. They say, fuck you, basically. They shake their heads. No. It's just so sad because in like war, you're supposed to show like, hey, look, we can still all be friends. Let's try to get through this. Nah, go fuck yourselves.
Wow.
Do you think those two figure skaters have any control over what the Russian government or Vladimir Putin does?
Exactly. Like these are just young adults, like juniors division. So it's what, like teenagers?
If they would have said, hey, we're not going to perform because we are against the war, they'd have been poisoned to death. Okay.
Right.
So like Chill out a minute.
We already have so much in common. We're all dressed like assholes. Come on. Hug it out.
Right.
Jesus.
Like, we're going to make our stand right now and not hug you. We're not going to hug you on the.
When you're dressed like that, you're either a figure skater or a member of KISS. There's no in between.
So there you go. That was
unless they said some like crazy shit to him.
But like, they're literally smiling, like, "Hey, like, let's, you did great. Second place, we won. It's awesome." Nah.
I get it if they would have turned and said, "Yeah, just like we're gonna win the war," and then tried to hug him. But I'm sure that's not what happened.
They're all smiling, saying, "Hey, look at them."
You look at this, and this
Zangief and Guile could get along, but these fucking people, come on.
Bringing it back to video games. Let's go. Good for you, Razor. I love it. this Svetlana over here is out here reaching out for whatever her name is. Like they are making eye contact. You see the eye contact they are making right now. Literally arms out. This girl doesn't even move her arms at all. The girl in the black, and she shakes her head no. You see the shake. Like,
Wow.
See, this is where you take a page out of the Japanese book and just do a little bow and go stand up. I'm good. Like,
honestly, they should take their medal away for poor sportsmanship, but they won't.
No.
It's crazy, man.
I'm surprised they didn't give the Ukrainians the participation trophy, honestly, at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe that's why they got silver.
Yeah, they only fell over 8 times, so that's why they got the silver, not the gold.
Well, so there you go. There's a little bit of international politics going over in the world of figure skating. Which who looks worse in that situation?
Oh, Ukraine for sure.
Right. Okay. Just curious.
Yeah.
Nobody looks good in those outfits.
True.
Well, I'm sure you look fabulous in them, Razor.
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but.
All right, let's get to some super chats really quick. Marco Reality came in with the 5, says, so where does the RB Russell Brand victims fit into the hot/crazy matrix, both then and now? Well, I'm glad you asked that, Marco Reality, because here's the thing. When you look at my Venn diagram over here, I would say that chances are, by the way, it's a very close Venn diagram to what we saw earlier, but there is a hot and crazy aspect to it.
I'm sensing a theme here, Craig,
yes.
with your diagrams.
I would say that most of those women probably line up right around here on this side of the craziness, but closer to the middle of the Venn diagram.
Wait, put another circle on top and put anonymous on there. And
no.
Hot, crazy, anonymous.
No, that goes around the whole thing. That's a big circle around the whole thing. That encompasses.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. John came in, says, Razor, that girl needs a good medium rare steak and pineapple pizza. Clank.
You leave. You get out right now.
You don't like the pineapple pizza?
Pineapple pizza?
You'll drive that girl to purge even more. What's wrong with you? He's trying to starve that girl. Is what he's doing.
Well done.
And then Cesario says the only good thing from the Ukraine war have been seeing the military equipment being used and getting blown up on social media.
Well, at least we know our shit works now.
Or does it if it's getting blown up?
Right.
True.
Upis came in and gifted a membership.
Can't wait for 10 years' time for it to be all left in Ukraine when the next president after Trump does the same thing that Biden did.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. We'll see what happens in about a year from now with all that. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Upis came in and gifted a membership to Purple Aki, who I would imagine is wearing a purple shirt on a purple couch eating purple food. Thank you, Purple Aki. Appreciate it.
He's a one-eyed, one-horned, giant purple people eater.
Being groped by a woman he doesn't love.
Oh, sad day.
Drinking a grimace shake.
All right. Look,
That's
we are
the
at
American dream.
We have done it. We have made it to the end of this show spectacularly. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up button, but we do have some memes to hit. Let's hit on some memes before we go. Always great to see the Legion out. Extra Zero came in with this one. Says, should YouTube ever demonetize side scrollers? Craig has planned to offset the blow. There you go. My fart jar outside of eBay. Let's go.
Already prepping for the Twitch channel. You can't fool me, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Today at 1:30 over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel. It's just me farting for 3 hours.
Jesus. Someone get this man a burrito.
He's gonna go order some Hello Fresh. I think.
Oh, no.
Right. We got this one. This is RazörFist breaking down the platinum game, breaking down platinum games on Side Scrollers. Love that. Outstanding. Then we got another one from Extra Zero. It says, it's great to see Mr. Grant Gregory on Side Scrollers. I'll never forget when Grant first offered to stream with Craig, and this was his response. I don't even know who you are. What are you talking about? And now Grant's such a big part. It's great. And then we have this one from Extra Zero. Man, I've been on fire today. This is Blabs knows all about Brutal Uno. There
I will whoop your butt. I'm just saying.
Shut up, Blabs.
I will. Fight me.
When Craig isn't careful with his wishes.
Mm.
This isn't what I meant by wishing I was half as good as LeBron James. Oh,
that would be all the way as good as LeBron James. I think.
Oh man,
why is Craig shaking Winnie the Pooh's hand?
Thoughts on Taiwan?
Oh bother!
I'm gonna get killed in like 2 weeks. Watch.
Why you on Clinton's list? Just like Adam.
We got this one. Craig offering real streaming advice to RazörFist on Side Scrollers. So let's see what I advise. Let's see the advice I offered. Dark side, Phil.
I clearly haven't wanked on stream quite enough. God damn it! I'm just gonna have to.
I'll give you.
Gonna have to go do the no pants dance and get those numbers back up. Uh-oh.
Stream that
oh,
too.
no.
Oh, that's the guy who jerked off on stream.
Get those rookie numbers up, baby.
Classic.
I like to think that they keep these little clips of things on their computer for moments like this.
I don't even.
Say, that's the guy.
Yeah.
We got this one from core member.
I don't want to see this man's hard drive. It's going to be on like 5 FBI watch lists.
You got this one from core member. Says, "Shh, no more words for you. Have it our way or else."
That's the next game you have to speed run. Snake King.
Oh yeah,
Right
good
there.
stuff right there. Good stuff. All right, brilliant. As Sir Ubi-san, because says, "Hey guys, I'm new here, but familiar with RazörFist. Well, welcome." Welcome. Hopefully you hit the subscribe button, and we're live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. We'd love for you to come join us. We talk video games and entertainment and where culture all crosses all that stuff, and that's kind of what we do on a day-to-day basis. Henry Davis came in with a $25 direct donation. Says, "Digging Razor Mondays." Look at that. I love that. Thank you so much, Henry. Greatly appreciate that. All right. It is time to say adieu. Grant's gone. Where did he go? There he is. All right. Nice. Make sure you guys go find Mr. Grant Gregory over on YouTube, because we're gonna do our best to get him monetized again. This 100,000.
No, it's not again. I've never been monetized.
Period. There you go. And look, you guys know Razor. Go over and subscribe to RazörFist channel if you guys haven't yet. The links are down in the description and in the chat for both Mr. Grant Gregory and RazörFist. You can follow Travis over on Twitter and on Twitch. You can follow Blabs over on Twitter and on Kick.
And YouTube. Almost 500 subs.
Oh, look at you. Good for you,
I'm
Blabs.
a big girl.
And of course, you can find me over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel coming up here in about an hour-ish or so. I'll be playing some sort of video game. It's going to be fun, and we'll kind of go from there. But yes, you guys got anything, Razor, before you go? You want to say anything, Grant?
Not particularly.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
No,
Great
I've
plug.
got nothing exciting coming up. Apart from the fact that I'm trying to create a full feature-length film from my AI stuff. So
Pretty wicked.
Working on that.
Yeah. Cool.
Look forward to that, man, for sure. We're going to do some Side Scrollers AI stuff soon with Grant. I can't wait for that. I don't know what, but we're going to do something. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys over on the Place channel in just a little bit. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Tell your friends about the show. Let them know we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Going for about 60 minutes, 90 minutes, however long we want to go. And then we'll wrap it up. But in the meantime, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
Fatality.